Hello students. So I wanted to show you how to add error bars by hand if you can't convince Google Sheets to do it for you. So I have here some random data. It happens to be about isopods, and I have two categories of isopods, sow bugs and pill bugs, and I've got my average here plotted. And I would like to add standard deviation as an error bar. Remember, it's possible to add different things as an error bar, like you might add standard error of the mean, so you definitely need to state which one you are using. So here, I've got my data, got my standard deviation, and I'm going to add these in Google Drawings. My first step here is I need to know where my error bars are going to be. So I like to do the math in Google Sheets just to make it easier. I know that the top of my error bar is going to be my average plus my standard deviation, and the bottom is going to be the average minus my standard deviation. So I'm going to create some categories to do that right now. And here on top, I'm going to hit the equal sign so it does the math for me. I'm going to say average. I'm going to do the plus sign and then click where it says standard deviation. And it'll find the top of my value for me. Then I can copy and paste that into the place below so it'll do the same thing. Same thing with the bottom. I'm going to hit equal sign, average, minus standard deviation, Control C to copy, Control V to paste. So I can see the top of my error bars here are going to be at 10.1 and 10.2. The bottom is going to be at 7 and about 5. So the first thing I notice with my particular graph is that I don't quite go high enough as is. I need to change my axis before I put it into Google Drawings. So I can do that by going to my three little dots, going to Edit Chart, going over to Customize, going down to vertical axis, and then I can put my minimum value, I'll keep mine at 0, and my maximum value, I'm going to make it go to 11. That way I have a little bit of space to include my error bars. Then I'm going to take this lovely graph and I'm going to click my three dots to copy it, copy my chart. I'm going to go over to a random open drawing and paste it right there. So now I'm ready to actually draw in my error bars. There's not a great way to do this, but we'll make the most of it. To start with, I've got these little drawing features. One of them is a line. I'm going to select that line. If I look back at my data, the top is going to be at 10.1, bottom is going to be at 7. So over here, I'm going to estimate 10.1 and go down to 7. Then I'm going to draw some little cross lines for the top and the bottom. Oop, I missed on that one, so I'm going to try to drag and drop it, make it a little bit more accurate. There we go. Okay, same thing for my other one. Line right here. This one goes from 10.2 to 5.1. For me, here's 10.2 to 5.1. And again, I'll draw my little crossbars. Okay, not perfect, but gives me an idea. Next thing I want to do is state where my error bars come from. So I just like to add a random shape, put it up here in some open space, and state that error bars are plus or minus 1 standard deviation. Okay. Looking at that, I've got a little bit of extra space here. I'm just going to drag and drop that, get it out of the way. That is my graph. I can then go to File. I can download this as a JPEG. Then I'm ready to insert this graph into a lab document. Please let me know if you need any help with doing these by hand. Again, it's not ideal, but it's what we have.